The spacing concept uses fast developing routes of 2 or 3 receivers against 1 or 2 defenders, respectively, in conjunction with a high percentage throw and basically an easy read for your quarterback. The receivers to the concept side create a horizontal stretch, so that way one of the receivers comes open regardless of how the defense reacts. There are a ton of variations out there, and I'm going to discuss what I prefer to run, but I really want to hear what you do, and more importantly, why you do it. As you can see, I like the spacing concept to the trip side for several reasons. The first and biggest reason that I like it to the 3 receiver side is because most of the defenses that we see play some version of cover 3 with spot drops to the concept side, which is easily identifiable in Scout. The second reason is because I love involving the fullback in the pass game. Mike Leach's running backs always are leading the nation in receiving yards, and they're always in the top 3 on the team in receptions. There are just many reasons why he wins with lesser talent, but I think that is an overlooked piece. In fact, Patrick Taylor actually wrote a very interesting article regarding the fullback in the air raid offense, and I would certainly recommend it. Because I prioritize hitting the F in the shallow, the mesh concepts, utilizing the F in the read concepts like stick, corner, and snag, and even calling just key screens to stress the defense, the most defenses that we see are hyper aware of his presence, and many times this results in a really easy read for our quarterback in this concept. The release of the F to the trip side also creates a 4x1 situation to the concept, which is why we're able to maintain that 3 versus 2 numbers advantage while we still maintain a vertical stretch that holds both deep defenders, because you rarely see teams roll that corner or safety down because they're always cognizant of 4 verticals. The spacing concept that I prefer is a set of snag routes and a vertical either corner, go, or wheel by the 3 receivers, a swing route by the F. I like the inside receiver in trips, which is RH, to spot up just above the guard with rules to sit immediately if a defender crosses his face. Our outside receiver in trips, our Z, runs the second snag, and he's going to slant and sit immediately if a defender crosses his face as well. Our F will run the swing to the numbers, creating the horizontal stretch and the numbers advantage that we're looking for. Our 3 versus their 2. I really prefer our Y, the middle receiver, to run the corner. I like that for a variety of reasons, because first, it's generally going to hold both the safety and the corner, and it's also a route that our Y is very familiar with and runs often in our offense. This is where the spacing creates a horizontal stretch and a numbers advantage. Assuming that the Sam spot drops to his hook curl zone and that strong safety sits and attaches to the outside snag, the F is going to come wide open. Now, if the strong safety attacks the swing, the Z will sit as the defender crosses his face and will deliver the ball on the Z's inside shoulder. Now, if there's color in that window because the Sam is buzzed out with the fullback or is rotating within the rules of his defense, the snag by the H is going to come open for the third option. And the read would be the same if the strong safety sits on the Z and the Sam ends up chasing the F, because, let's be honest, sometimes that's what linebackers just end up doing. Obviously, there are variables that are going to determine the likelihood of success or failure, and that's something that you're going to need to plan for before and adjust to as the game is in progress. Like, let's say you have a Mike that assumes the Sam's coverage responsibility because he's working to flat as a strong safety or cloud corner attacks your swing, and throwing this concept, or at least throwing the concept side, may not be your hot setup. This is just based off of what we generally see week to week, and the defensive adjustment that really prevents the success of the spacing concept for us is the Sam apexing to the trip side because he's matching the F. This eliminates our numbers advantage, but it does, however, really open up things to the left. The route of the X on the single receiver side is a predetermined thing based off of how or what the defensive does. It's also really kind of dependent on the skill and the leverage of the corner and the skill of your kid. What do you do well within your offense? Many coaches I've seen use a gift route. I've seen option routes, which have actually proven very difficult for me to teach effectively, and I'd love some feedback on that if you have it. Like I said, I prefer a predetermined week-to-week route that takes into account coverage, leverage, and personnel. If you do something different route-wise, personnel-wise, read-wise, please comment, or better yet, get at me on Twitter. You can follow or message me at NZ Shuttlesworth. Like I said, I'd love to know what you do and more importantly, why you do it. Spread them and shred them, spin it to win it.